You're listening to the Served Up Show, a podcast that features inspiring beverage professionals and topic experts that share their passions through meaningful content. Your hostesses, Bridget Albert, is best known as the Market Fresh Mixologist, an industry mentor with over 25 years of experience. And I'm Julie Milroy, best known for my passion for leading change and helping others grow in their careers. Grab a cocktail and sit back. Let's learn how we can make a positive impact in our industry.
Hey y'all, it's Bridget here. Welcome to Served Up, your backstage pass to the vibrant world of beverages straight from the heart of Las Vegas. Recorded live at WSWA Access Live, we bring you exclusive insights and lively conversations with some of the industry's most influential voices. Join us as we deep dive into the art of science in beverages, exploring trends, innovations, and the stories behind your favorite drinks. From cocktails to spirits, Served Up is serving it all with a dash of style and a twist of sophistication. In each episode, we are joined by an exceptional lineup of guests, including an editor-in-chief, a seasoned beverage professional, the founder of a prestigious spirit competition, and CEOs and a spirit founder from beloved consumer brands. Together, they share their expertise, passion, and insider secrets, giving you a front row seat to the evolving world of drinks. Now, whether you are a connoisseur, an enthusiast, or simply curious about what's in your glass, Served Up is your go-to destination for all things beverage related. So sit back, relax, grab yourself your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. Hey y'all, it's Bridget here. I'm excited to introduce our guest for today's episode, Beorn Brueckner, the co-founder of Hand Barrel Bourbon. Beorn is a visionary in the domain of craft spirits, bringing innovation and passion to the art of bourbon making. As a co-founder of Hand Barrel Bourbon, he's at the forefront of a movement that celebrates tradition while pushing the boundaries of flavor and technique. In our conversation, Beorn shares insights into his journey behind Hand Barrel Bourbon, offering us a glimpse into the craftsmanship, dedication, and creativity that goes into each and every bottle. Join us as we explore Beorn's world, uncovering the stories, inspirations, and challenges that have shaped his journey in the world of bourbon. So get ready for a captivating discussion that will leave you with a newfound appreciation for the artistry behind every sip. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a glass of Hand Barrel Bourbon, and enjoy this very special episode. Welcome, everyone, to a special edition of Served Up the Podcast. We are here in Las Vegas at the WSWA Access Live, and our guest today is a true craftsman, Beorn Brueckner. Beorn has this amazing whiskey in a really cool packaging that's called Hand Barrel Whiskey. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
Beorn, it's a pleasure to have you here on the show, and we are all eager to learn more about you and what your journey was like and what brought you to the world of whiskey. Can you let our listeners know?
Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty crazy story, but I think for the industry, it's been pretty typical. Post school, didn't really know what I wanted to do in life and was working at a gym. My family friends run an events company, like pouring beer for weddings and special. They had like a 1980s streamlined trailer that had like a full service bar, kegerators, everything. So I kind of got exposed to the world of bartending on the weekends. Like, oh, this is a lot of fun. It's fun to go out and meet new people and just enjoy the hospitality lifestyle. And in doing so, they basically told me, hey, you got to go to a bartending class. You got to learn how to pour drinks for us. That'd be super helpful. I went to a bartending class, which I know is a little taboo if you ask like true industry bartenders, but started to learn how to make mixed drinks, which was a lot of fun, and ended up actually walking into my favorite bar the week after graduating my bartending course. I was like, hey, I like to go out here, so it'd be kind of fun to pick up a few shifts here. They trained me day one. there was a party. It's a big event space in Boston where I'm from, and it's a 300-person party that they made me bartend. I think I walked out with like $500 tips after the fact. I called my boss at the gym the next day and was like, "Hey, I'm not coming back." So ever since,
gym,
exactly. So ever since then, the hospitality life just clicked with what I liked and enjoyed. I mean, meeting new people, the fast-paced environment. Yeah, every day you walk in, you're meeting new people. It's a new experience. What else?
I mean, that's what hospitality is all about, right?
Exactly, and taking that mindset and being not being 22 years old, having to commute into Boston on the subway. I really only had two options. It was show up to work like 2 hours pre-shift or an hour post when the shift started. So getting to go into work and realizing that, hey, if my bar's set up early, if I cut my fruit early, if everything's ready, oh my God, I have my cash drawer. People are knocking on the windows, that they want to come in, and really just setting yourself up for success is what really can make or break a shift, you know? And having that attitude, I think the owners and the management staff at the restaurant bar that I worked at, they really noticed that. And I started getting promoted a little early on, I'd say, in my industry career, but through that, learned so much in the industry. Working specifically with distributors and all these craft brands coming in for tastings even would come in and she couldn't drink. So it was like, hey, like, you like whiskey, you like beer, like, what do you think about this? And in doing that, I kind of learned the ropes early on in my hospitality career, and in doing so, was able to make some right choices of, hey, like, I think we should use this and craft breweries in Boston. I think this would be really good for us. And it was in the Faneuil Hall Marketplace area, historical part of Boston. The capacity of our bar was 496 people, five bars in total, and we had 23 tap lines. But it was like Harpoon, Bud Light, Coors Light, Miller Lite on tap. And I was like, hey, these guys are brand new in Boston. They want to come in, do spends, and put kegs on some of our lines. And the first weekend that we ended up doing a promotion with one of these brands, I mean, I think we sold through like 3 or 4 kegs. So the owners were like, hey, whatever you want to bring in, like, let us know.
Nice.
And after that, I mean, it really just progressed nicely into, hey, like what do you think for the cocktail menu? Like, what drinks do you think would do well here? And me being a young and dumb kid who loved bourbon, whiskey, and spirits, was really able to come up with a lot of fun stuff that I guess is able to help further my career.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, I have a lot of respect for you as someone from the trade to the bottle itself, because it's not an easy thing to do whatsoever. And it really does take the love of the craft of hospitality to want to really make something of your own. It's a very bold move, right? So can you tell us the story about Hand Barrel? Where does the name come from, and how did you get involved with the brand?
Yeah, so there's 3 of us, myself, Scott, and Jim Hand, who's the namesake of the brand. But Scott was more on the packaging side of things. He was in the glass and decoration industry pre-doing this, and we went to the same high school. He was a couple years older than me, but he was the type of guy that would give me a ride home after school because we lived down the street from each other. So he knew of what I was doing, and he was looking in to get into more of like a B2B, like, hey, like, I could potentially work with liquor brands. And I was kind of doing like this whole, like, not working for the brand like in full, but kind of helping out, like making some introductions. And during COVID, my restaurant shut down for I think 8 months. We were doing some like they allowed us to do sale like
cocktails to go,
exactly, which was fun. It was definitely a fun experience, but I was able to dive all in on the brand, you know, and I think having that idea of, hey, you know what, like, we should take the technology that he's kind of perfected, and with Jim and we were all having a whiskey one night, and Jim's last name being Hand, he was like, hey, it'd be kind of funny if we found a bottle that could fit in your hand that then we could sell as Hand Barrel Bourbon. So it's a play on words and a double entendre in a lot of ways, but I think it was a nice little a gotcha moment when we came up with that. And I mean, we started with this design, this barrel-esque design, printing an actual barrel decoration onto a barrel-shaped bottle, and in doing so, kind of came up with, hey, what are the core things that make bourbon great. You know, how do we differentiate all of our SKUs? Because they all can't look like that. They have to stand out on a shelf. But what can we, as a combination of 3 or 4 SKUs, like what would look really good and make sense as what builds the story and tells the character of our liquid?
I love how the name came about. And that was kind of the next question is how do people enjoy Hand Barrel? And we've got some right in front of us, so we can actually walk through a tasting with you.
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the big things to note, too, is coming from that bartending industry background is the proof of an approachable bourbon.
Proof is in the proof?
Exactly. 105 proof is what we bottle all of our products at. I really think that's the most approachable for a bourbon. I mean, you get those 120 proof, really high ABV bourbons, and really kind of washes out your palate. There's a lot of spice, a lot of alcohol taste to it. But a kind of medium high proof bourbon, you can still proof it down in a cocktail. You can make a mixed drink, an old fashioned, anything you really can dream up. Or you can throw in an ice cube or a couple drops of water and it kind of mellows everything out. But I truly enjoy bourbon at what it's like in the barrel. So 105 proof, neat. You really get all the great tasting notes. If you guys want to cheers.
Cheers. And which line is this?
This is our single barrel. We use the same mash bill for our core 3 SKUs, 64% corn, 24% rye, and 12% malted barley. We also use a sweet mash. And char number 4 barrels. The barrels are also a big part in what makes bourbon a bourbon as well. And we really feel like the combination of everything that goes into making bourbon a bourbon is what really gives our bourbon special tasting characteristics and all that good stuff.
You know, it's very nice. You can really tell the notes from the barrel. You get, it's nice vanilla. You get some honey. I also get a little bit of dark chocolate.
Yeah, for sure.
Some dried fruits as well.
And with a single barrel SKU, it's barrel to barrel dependent. I mean, you get some that are a little bit more fruit forward. This one, like you said, had some sweeter tasting notes to it. Mm-hmm. But I mean, that's the best part about the process. You get to go into the rick house, be surrounded by thousands and thousands of barrels, and tasting your own product is always a fun day in the industry. So really picking, I like this for this characteristic. I like this barrel for that characteristic. And really depends on the buyer, You get to get what you like.
How do you, when you see this at the grocery stores, if you see this, in the liquor stores, what happens to you? Are you just so excited to see your stuff on the shelf?
I was talking about this earlier today with my 2 other co-founders. And honestly, I feel like this overwhelming sense of imposter syndrome. I still feel like I'm that bartender, making drinks at 22 years old and being a part of this and being recognized by people in the industry. This is my second WSWA show and starting to see familiar faces and making friends and seeing my bottle in stores or where I grew up, going into liquor stores and all of a sudden hey, it's the bourbon guy. And it's incredible. But I mean, the best thing, just interacting with customers, walking, in bartending, selling clam chowder in Boston to someone who's never had clam chowder before. That's always a fun experience, getting to see that person's face light up when they try something that you recommend and then they like it even more than they thought they would. It's the same thing here. I mean, going into liquor stores and taking someone who's looking for a Sauvignon Blanc or a bottle of vodka to bring home. And then all of a sudden, hey, do you know anything about bourbon? What do you like? What are the tasting notes that you like? And kind of comparing that to the liquor or wine of their choice, oh, you like this version of wine because of these tasting notes. And hey, taste this, here's some butterscotch, here's some caramel, and really breaking down the tasting that they do piece by piece and getting to share that information. And most of the time, if you're able to make that connection with people, they really, it's really easy to sell.
Yeah. No, it's true. I think there's so many nuances in the different flavors and really just guiding people into trying something new and understanding what they're tasting, I think is really important.
Yeah, definitely.
So I know that you've got a line, right? So this is your single barrel. What are the other extensions that you have under your portfolio?
Yep. So we have our small batch, which is actually derived from us picking our single barrel. When we go in to pick the best of the inventory that we have in the rick house, we kind of pick and choose we blend for butterscotch caramel notes in our small batch SKU. So while we're looking for the best of the best for our single barrel line, we'll kind of pull those barrels aside and make note and be like, hey, we're going to blend this lot of 40 to 50 barrels for our small batch. That same concept goes into our double oak SKU, where we take that same blend of, hey, this fifth layer on a rick house, this row of barrels is really, really good. We're going to take that same percentage of blend and redump into new charred white oak casks and release that for our double oak SKU as well. And we actually just came out with our first blended release, which is in conjunction with the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. With our distinct packaging, we really have a lot of possibilities with how we decorate our bottles, but we have a fully camouflage wrapped bottle. In support of our troops, the CEO of Bar Sound Bourbon Company, Mark Irwin, actually put us in touch with this charity, which donates back and gives money to the education of fallen soldiers' children, which is a great cause. So 10% of proceeds from that SKU will go to that charity, and that's been probably our biggest hit so far.
That's incredible. Is that a limited release? Is that
yep,
something?
It's our first LTO. Mm-hmm. It's offered everywhere. We're in 18 markets currently, but we only did about 10,000 bottles, so it's sold out pretty fast.
I bet.
But more to come. There's going to be a lot more fun stuff that we can do, and that was also a proof of concept for us. It's hey, we have this ability to decorate uniquely and pick a good charity to work with and support a great cause, and it went really well. So we'll be doing it more and more.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. As someone from the trade, who's gone from the trade literally to the bottle, what advice can you give to our listeners that are really admiring your path so far on the show? Like, what advice can you give to them if they're thinking, like, you know what, I would love to create a brand?
It's probably my favorite aspect of starting a brand. It's you got to pick something that you love. I think there's a lot of fads right now in the spirits market, which it's good to ride that wave, but trying to compete or keep up with doing something that's kind of in vogue in the moment, I feel like you'll fall behind. So really picking a taste profile, if it's a spirit or if it's a tequila or gin, vodka, whatever. We chose to go into bourbon because we're all bourbon drinkers, you know, and that high rye grain mash bill that we chose is something that we loved, and we weren't really doing anything fun or crazy to kind of stand out. It was like, hey, we love doing this. We're passionate about this. And it's easy to sell something that you're a fan of. You know, it's easy to converse about. It's easy to be passionate and share that passion with people. I think people can pick up on that. So pick something that you love and just be confident about it and don't look back.
Oh, that's
advice.
Really great advice. So lastly, can you share with us a memorable moment or story from your time creating Hand Barrel?
Yeah, there's a lot. I think the big story that jumps out to me is our first trip to Kentucky. So myself and the two other founders all lived in Boston, Massachusetts at the time of starting this. And obviously wanting to have a Kentucky bourbon brand, you had to go down to Kentucky. Unbeknownst to us, our first trip down to Kentucky was during a tornado warning.
Oh my gosh.
So we flew into Cincinnati right at the end of COVID when obviously there's no rental cars, and we didn't know this. So we showed up to the airport during a tornado with no rental cars to choose from. So we had to take a taxi from Cincinnati to our first distillery to meet with the master distiller. And we had to we pulled over on 264 in Kentucky, driving down to the distillery in a taxi cab during torrential downpour tornado warning, and had to sit there for like 45 minutes.
Oh my God.
So just, it was right at the, like, are we doing the right thing? Like is this like what's going on? Like this is a crazy leap that we're taking, and smack right off the first trip down to Kentucky, we're pulled over on the side of the road, trying to hold out and see if we'd survive the tornado. But yeah, I like every week, every day, I think it brings new fun and exciting memories. But that definitely was the start to a wonderful journey.
Well, that's great. I mean, Hand Barrel was started with the tornado.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
maybe a future SKU, the tornado series.
The tornado series. I love it. Yeah. Well, that wraps us up for today. It was so great to meet you, Beorn, and learn more about your journey with Hand Barrel and just your passion for the industry. I think that's something that a lot of us can relate with, and we appreciate you sharing with us. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a blast.
Absolutely. Cheers to you.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks for listening. Served Up is brought to you by Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits. Produced by Zunu.online. Music by We Killed the Lion can be found on Spotify. Make sure to subscribe to be notified of future Served Up episodes. Cheers!